Yeah, bro. So, like I was saying earlier, like Dwayne Wade, this guy, I knew he was going to start some trouble with these comments. And all day, I'm going to different people live streams and watching different shows, and everybody's talking about Kobe. Everybody talking about now how Kobe is greater than LeBron. Like that has been, I done caught that conversation about 5 different times today, bro. And I'm just so pissed at Dwayne Wade continuously running his mouth, and it seems to be going against LeBron James, bro. Did you check out this little clip or interview that he had with Pau Gasol and them guys where he said that after 2010 when Kobe won his chip, he called LeBron, and that's how the Miami Big Three got formed? Did you see D Wade say that?
Yeah, I seen the clip. I seen the clip earlier.
And
Yeah,
my thing about it is I don't care if it's true. I'm not trying to call him a liar, Hank, but damn, saying that is going to start some trouble and start a lot of arguments and debates that's going to go against a guy who you claim to be your brother.
yeah, I think, but with that, if you watched a little bit of that Shannon Sharp interview, um, he said they be jacking, they be like talking trash. You know what I'm saying? Not really meaning what they say. Might be a little tongue in cheek in that, but also, you know, um, Kobe and it was looking like they was about to be dominant. So I could see him or trying to say, hey, let's form up now. Because obviously the conversation probably was happening in Team USA, you know.
That's what, but what I'm saying is like he could be. I'm not saying that he's lying about cutting off the TV and calling LeBron James, but he's making it seem like when he called LeBron James on that phone call, LeBron James is hysterical, or these guys are just in panic mode. Like we don't know how that actual conversation went. Number
Nah,
one, and then number
nah.
two, you bring up the Shannon Sharp joint. He explained it totally different
Yeah,
to my recollection, how the Big Three in Miami was formed to Shannon Sharp. He didn't mention Kobe Bryant.
no, he didn't.
So I'm just like, bro, are you capping now just because you're sitting beside Pau Gasol and the rest of the guys and y'all having a Kobe Bryant conversation? Like, are you doing that? And why would you do this knowing that it's going to start even though it's an irrelevant conversation or debate, with the Kobe LeBron situation, but still, bro, that's supposed to be your brother. You don't never see Carmelo Anthony doing this. You don't
Mhm.
never see Chris Paul doing this. It's always been Dwayne Wade who seemed to be taking like shots at LeBron, bro. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Yeah, well, that was that the Hall of Fame conversation maybe because that probably happened before Shannon Sharp too.
I don't know.
I
I
think
don't
so. I
know. I
seen Tony Parker, I see Gasol. So that probably was the Hall of Fame talk, like conversations.
which was a
I
while
believe.
back, which was a little while back.
Yeah, a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know. You already seen he said he was a little bit upset at Bron for leaving. And we know Pat Riley was.
Right.
Um, so the dynamic of him of LeBron leaving, I don't, how does he really feel about that? In essence, I really believe that LeBron should have left.
Yeah,
To get
absolutely.
yeah, he was gonna have to get Dwayne Wade's shadow off of him, just like Kobe had to get Shaq's shadow off of him.
Miami was done. Like LeBron knew that the wheels had fell off. Like that, it was it. Like LeBron knew when it was time to leave, and he left at the right time. And just the other day, Dwayne Wade talking about the 2008 2009 season where LeBron won the MVP. How he felt like that was his MVP year. I'm like, bro, where you getting this? Where you coming up with this argument?
Yeah, he trying to, no, number one, I will give him his, he was an MVP caliber player that
Yes,
season
his
for
numbers was
sure,
up there for
for
sure.
sure. I believe that's when he was jumping on the table talking. This is my house. Remember those that he was putting on the show that year. But I still look at it like this for the most part. If your team is not upper echelon, top of the division, top of the conference, it don't matter what your numbers are. The only one that got away with that was Russell Westbrook. That had a lot of storytelling behind it because KD left. He
Yep.
left the team to him. He didn't have James
Averaging a
Harden.
triple double.
right? He averaged the first triple double, which I wanted LeBron to get. I think he could have got it. He just didn't. He didn't aim for it. But Russ went after it, and like KD said, he put up video game numbers, and he got the team to the
Hmm.
playoffs without him. So that gave him the MVP that year. But you see, he didn't win it no other time after that. It's
Yep,
always
that's a
about
fact.
the body of work and your team. What are they doing in the regular season? I believe Embiid this year had a better record than Jokic, right? They end up. If it wasn't, it was pretty close in record wise.
But Miami in that season that D Wade is referring to, they only won 43 games.
Right.
LeBron had Cleveland in first place with 66 wins.
66. That's a
So
lot
I'm
of
just
wins,
like,
man.
and then their individual numbers were pretty much similar. But
Right.
LeBron James, he made NBA All Defensive Team that season. D Wade didn't. So LeBron had a better defensive year. And the only stat really that D Wade had LeBron on was points per game. And I think that was only by like 2-3 points.
Yeah. And
And
LeBron,
then I go all the way back to when he used to debate about Michael and LeBron. Everybody got their own opinion about that. But D Wade used to always put Jordan above LeBron, and I mean, he from Chicago, so I kind of get
yeah,
it. But I mean, that was supposed to be your brother. I don't like the way he speaks out against LeBron in public, and he done it time and time and time again. You don't see Rich Paul and them guys doing this at all.
right.
You never see these guys slip up. But Dwayne Wade, bro, he keep
I was
taking
shocked
like
with the
little
Jordan
shots at
stuff.
LeBron.
I was always shocked when I heard that. I know he's from Chicago, so he always gonna have some Jordan love. I get it. But him being being around LeBron so close and they're supposed to be
Yeah.
so tight, I thought he'd do something like no comment. That's what I
Right.
expect.
At least respectfully. But
Yep.
when he first started putting it out there, I was just that was the first thing that just started rubbing me the wrong way. I'm like, yo, what's up with this dude? Maybe, he really got a sour taste in his mouth from LeBron leaving in Cleveland. I mean in Miami.
Yeah.
And then when he went to Cleveland to join, LeBron, he didn't really hold his weight in Cleveland. So
Man, that
they
was
had to
so
get rid of
short.
him.
That was such a short stint. I thought they was gonna do something. And of course, remember they had Derrick Rose that year too, I believe.
Yep. 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 They had Derrick Rose, got rid of him. And that's when they made that big trade and wound up getting to the finals though.
Yep.
And they
Bron
won game
Bron
one. I
Luka.
think that's when they stole game one. Or did they win game one?
No, that's when J.R. Smith
J.R.
made the big.
Reed, J.R. Smith. I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
God
J.R.
dang,
Smith
man.
made that
LeBron had what,
blunder.
like 51 that night?
Yep. Yep. Killing it, but it was a tough series against a tough team. That Golden State team was tough, but they had a chance to steal that game one, and they made that blunder. You can't be making mistakes against a team like that.
Am I bugging, bro? Is Dwayne Wade like a LeBron hater? Am I looking too much into this?
I don't know if he's a hater. Could he have some? Like I said, maybe there is some bitterness. Could it be? Um, like I said, when he made that comment on Shannon Sharp's show, Club Shay Shay, about the bitterness, and how his career could have went. Maybe he felt like he'd have more accolades and things of that nature to further his argument is one of the greatest to ever do it. Even though he's a top 75 player, and we know his greatness was when he was healthy. But I don't know. I think he wanted more. He wanted all those. LeBron went to the finals 5 more times after he left.
Yeah.
You lose a guy like that, it gotta hurt. He didn't go back no more times after LeBron left. They were
I
struggling
just
to get
don't
to the
be
playoffs.
I don't like it, yo. I swear. And he was really the guy that was supposed to be the closest to LeBron on the basketball court as a friend, as a brother. And he has just done the most. And I don't want to say he jealous of LeBron because shit, Dwayne Wade is living a life.
Yeah,
Well respected, champion, celebrity wife, kids
business
seem to
owner.
be doing well. He getting his business things in order. Like he's doing well. So I don't want to say he's jealous of LeBron, but it's gotta be something, bro.
Yeah, a little bit of bitterness for sure. Probably that had to be it. Um, for him leaving Miami the way he left. Um,
Yeah.
and then I don't know what's going on. Maybe is some sour grapes with them? Did LeBron show up to the Hall of Fame? could be a little bit of bitterness with that too.
I don't think so. I
I
don't
don't know.
know.
I
And
know
I'm
it's
gonna
around the
keep it
time Bronny
real.
got
I
sick.
don't I haven't really, I'm gonna be honest, ever since Dwayne Wade's kid had started with this public transition, I ain't seen LeBron and them guys really hanging tough near D Wade like that, or having their kids around D Wade like that, like they used to.
Yeah,
So I
that's
don't
something to
know
look at
what's up
too.
with that.
That's true.
Yep. What you think, Hank, about Giannis Antetokounmpo? Is he really going to stay in Milwaukee? Can you really see Giannis leaving the Milwaukee Bucks?
I do. I do. I think that excuse me, in his heart, he wants to stay. He seems like he's pretty loyal, and then what they did for him, and you hear the stories about when he first got there. He was sending all his money back home. You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
He's got a heart for Milwaukee. The city was seeing him running down the street. They pull over, take him to the stadium. Get him to the game on time. Stuff like that. He got love for the city and the state, but same token, he has to you know build his legacy as well. And Milwaukee may not be the place that can do that. Of course, I think he's trying to put pressure on him, like LeBron, which is the right thing to do. You should always apply pressure, especially if you have the ability to do it. If you're a star like
Right.
LeBron or Giannis is, you got to do it. It's irresponsible of you to not do it. But I do think if they don't get it together, and he wants to get at least one more championship, I think one more, obviously solidifies him. It won't make him the greatest player of all time, but to be able to do it, and say, hey, I did it twice. It
Right.
wasn't a fluke the first time. And I think he will leave for the right destination, especially somewhere where he can make even more money, um, and endorsements and marketing and stuff.
A bigger market.
Yep,
Um, realistically, I would think Joel Embiid will probably leave before we would see Giannis Antetokounmpo leave Milwaukee.
definitely.
But I do agree 100%. I do feel like Giannis is keeping his foot on the neck of the Milwaukee organization just to make sure that they are crossing their T's and dotting their I's when we talk about providing a culture of winning and keeping a team out there that's going to be competitive. Now, Chris Middleton, he had reportedly said earlier today that he's not concerned about the future of Giannis Antetokounmpo. And right now, I don't see him leaving just because he did it his own way in
Right.
Milwaukee. Because remember, he had an option, Hank, to leave years ago,
Yeah.
possibly go to Golden State. He decided to stay, resign, and then they won a championship. So I feel like he's been proven to be able to do this thing somewhat on his own. And I think he's just keeping the pressure, like you said, on the franchise just to make sure that they maximize his opportunity. But any marketplace, I think, is going to want somebody like a Giannis Antetokounmpo to play for their team. But I just don't see him leaving Milwaukee. Like unless they really unless they fold and show that they not trying to win, which I doubt. I don't
Right.
see Giannis going anywhere. I think he's doing a lot of capping. I'm gonna be real.
Right. Yeah, that, and then he has a lot of power there. Bring up Shannon Sharp again. He got two roster spots blocked up by his brothers. That's true.
And a
You
lot of
know,
people are upset about that, bro. What do you
I ain't
you got a
mad about
problem
it.
with that?
I don't have a problem with it, but it is holding up spots that can help you too.
Yeah,
It's kind of got you good with your bad. Of course, he's
true.
helping his brothers out, but same token, he might be able to get a couple shooters or whatever they need for the team to put them over the top a little bit. But I obviously, I mean, I know I would. I'm sure you would. You'd want to have your brothers, your cousins, whatever it is that they playing. If you can get them on the team, you probably want them there as long as they can, be somewhat of a benefit to the team. But it is something to think about, especially with the other players getting older. Drew is getting older. Lopez is getting older.
Chris
Chris
Middleton
Middleton
is
is
getting
older than
hurt.
Giannis as well.
His availability is in motion, is in question. Look how many games he missed last season.
Right. And with this salary cap, the way they got it right now with this new CBA, it's gonna be tough to bring in other people without trades or releases or restructuring. So um, for him to stay, if he really wants to win another championship, then his prime is going to shrink, shrink, shrink. Um, you know, he might have to go somewhere that has do a LeBron, go somewhere where they got it stacked up a little bit and come back. You know, what I mean, he can't come back to Milwaukee. You know,
Would you put Giannis Antetokounmpo above Kareem or Lou Alcindor all time as the best Milwaukee player,
mm.
or has he not done enough?
He's very close. If he's not there already, the thing about Lou Alcindor, Kareem, they got the two finals. They lost one. Um, with the Big O. Big O was still playing there too, Oscar Robertson.
Right.
So I think if you want to match it, you know, um, legacy wise, I think you need to get to another one. But as far as stats and things of that nature, he's probably, if he hasn't done it already, he's probably gonna shatter all of Lou Alcindor's or Kareem's records. And but again, it's about winning too. So getting to another finals, I think, just puts him all the way over the top. And of course, we know what Kareem's career ended up becoming as well. So, but just in terms of the Bucks, yeah, he's there. But another finals run or a championship will put him way over the top
Mhm.
as far as a Buck.
I don't know if I can see Giannis being a two-time NBA champion. I don't want to be disrespectful, but I don't know if I can envision it. But I don't know if I ever envisioned him winning the championship in the first place. I honestly did not see that coming, especially having to face the opposition that they had to, with the Brooklyn Nets with KD and them guys. Like
Right.
a lot of things worked out for Giannis and his team in that season. And I think skill set wise, potential and upside wise, Giannis definitely has what it takes to get a team back to the promised land. I just
Yeah. The
I don't
backbone.
know. Yeah, bro. And then too, people have proclaimed Giannis at a point to be the best player in the world, and I never felt that way. So and I know he's working with Hakeem Olajuwon in the offseason a little bit, but I'm not sold that Giannis has this elite game on both ends of the court. It's elite as far as the production because he can get to the basket, put up the big points, but just as far as breaking down the skills, shooting and free throws and you know those things, bro, I still feel like there's a lot uh, to
You
work on
know,
when we talk about Giannis Antetokounmpo.
to me, that was going to be my favorite player, but LeBron will never retire. So I've kept LeBron as my favorite player. LeBron ain't go; he gonna be there till his 40th season. But
I hope so.
Giannis was in line for him to be my favorite player. Not what I seen was a little bit of LeBron. And I'm not saying he is Bron, but he had that motor to put the team on his back. And he won what? How many MVPs was it? Two. Looked like he was about to
Two.
win three.
Yep, he won
And his
two.
teams were winning 60 plus games, kind of like LeBron was doing. He just needed more help. And when he got a little bit more help, they won a championship. He does have flaws. That what they call him bagless because he don't have no
Yeah, it
offensive
seemed like
moves,
he
they
don't
say.
have nothing in his bag, but
Yeah.
he get the
But
numbers up.
yeah, I mean, honestly, in basketball, it ain't all about all that dribbling and trick dribbling. If you can make separation, that's all that matters. Can I
That's
get
true.
separation from you and get my shot off? Can I get separation from you and get past you and get to the bucket? That's all that matters. So, but the thing with him is he don't have a mid range, he don't have a jump shot, he can't shoot free throws, and he can't shoot 3 pointers. If he had some type of jumper, he would be lethal. Like I don't even think people would argue that he could be the best in the game. It's just that he don't have a jump shot. Mid range, if he gets that, like he do that little that whatever from the top of the key, and he just get the separation, hit the jump shot off of him, hit that 50% of the time, man. Who's stopping him? You know.
Hmm.
But
Can you
I do
have?
feel
Can you be a bad jump shooter but still be a clutch player? Wait a
yes.
minute. Hold on for a second, bro. Hold on 1 second.
Got you.
All right, man. My bad. Yeah, yeah,
Are you
yeah.
good? You good?
So yeah, can you consider Giannis having any type of clutch gene, even though we criticize his shooting game?
Um, I would say yes, you can. It's probably harder in this generation because the jump shot is very important in this generation to be pretty good at because of the the popularity of the 3-point shot and shooting over 40% from there and all that stuff. But
Yep.
you know, if you come through in the big moments, you're clutch. It don't matter if it's a 3-pointer or a jump shot. I mean, if I can get to the basket and get fouled or get to the basket, dunk on you, reverse layup, whatever, and score, I'm clutch. Shaq was big at that. He wasn't no um was it jump shooter, but he would be clutch. And then also in late games, Shaq did a lot of times deliver on the free throw line. And Giannis did that in the finals. Remember when he had that 50 piece? He came through at the free throw. So that's
Against
clutch.
Phoenix. Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's clutch. So you
Yes, those
can
moments.
be. It's
And
just that you have to execute.
I also say that Giannis doesn't give me the impression that he shies away from the moment.
Oh no,
Like
he's not
even
scared.
though we know he's not that great of a perimeter shooter, if the play is called for him within the last 10 seconds or the final shot, I believe he won't shy away from the moment,
Oh,
even if he's statistically not good.
right. Sort of like Russell Westbrook, who I talked about on my stream too. He's not scared of it. You need guys like that. I can remember you playing. I never been at the level they at, but I remember when you play in those big crowds and stuff. He gets nervous. You know what I'm saying? The bright lights on you. So, not being
Yep.
scared is a big part of it. To be successful and even be have a chance to be clutch. And he's shown moments where he's clutch. Obviously, we'll think about Middleton probably more or Drew because they're hitting the big jump shots, but they're not there without Giannis. Kind of the same argument that again bringing up Shannon Sharp again, talking about when LeBron was in the
Yep.
finals against San Antonio. They always talk about Ray hitting that shot, but they're
Hmm.
not there without LeBron going crazy, putting the team on his back, and then
Talk
the
about
shot
that
can
10
happen.
point swing in the fourth quarter. That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then he went nuts in overtime. So
Yep. That's a fact.
yeah, you could definitely do it without, but it's even in older basketball, I could not understand why guys didn't develop a jump shot. That's kind of a pet peeve to me.
Mm.
I don't know. I don't understand how the
Everybody,
short guy.
big men too, big men included.
Yeah, I mean, I guess back in the day when the point guards were point guards, they didn't really have to, but I still feel like they should have been able to. And in the big man, I remember watching Charles Oakley, the enforcer. He had a jump shot, man. He had that baseline jumper. Um,
He was efficient.
Patrick, yeah, efficient, very efficient. There's a
Patrick
couple
was
other guys.
definitely Patrick had a shot.
Yeah, Anthony Davis, the Davis brothers, um, Antonio, the Davis brothers, Antonio and
And Dale
Dale.
Davis and Dale
Yeah, they
Davis
had
from
that
Indiana.
that mid range shot.
Hmm.
Antonio McDyess when he broke his whatever, messed his leg up, he came back with a mid range jump shot. You know,
He
you
was a
got to
beast
you
in
got to
Denver.
improve. Huh?
He was a beast in Denver.
Oh yeah, the athleticism, but when he got the injury, it messed him up. But he got that jump shot together. He was lethal. Um, and then of course I think it was like Elijah Wan, who else? A couple other big guys that Karl Malone. They sucked at the free throw line, but over time they got better. They got it up to almost 80%, which is decent, you know.
Definitely for that position for real.
Yeah, for a big fella. So when guys don't improve, I'm like, what are you guys doing in the off season? And during the season, you should be able to get a little bit better. And even with Giannis, I'm looking at him right now, man. That jump shot, again, I'm even worried about the 3-pointer, just being able to do mid range and free throws.
If he had a consistent shot from the elbow, 15 feet, then I'm definitely putting him at the top of the food chain. But I just feel like skill set wise, he's still got tons to work on to be considered the best player of the world. But let me ask you this, because I'm looking on social media, Hank. Steve Kerr, according to these reports, Steve Kerr still has not decided if Chris Paul will be a starter for the Golden State Warriors. He made a statement in an interview today in regards to this, and he says we basically have 6 starters. The way I look at it, and only 5 can go each night. If this is going to work, then everybody has to embrace it. What is Golden State doing with Chris Paul?
Obviously, he's still a good player. You know, he's not what he once was. We know that, but he's still a solid player. Just obviously, was it that last year? He's still getting paid a lot of money, so it's kind of holding him back. But he's one of those guys where it's like he can't let go of the starting lineup. He's been a starter his whole life. And then of course you look at the line. What is it? Andrew Wiggins. You really take Andrew Wiggins out the starting lineup when he's fully healthy?
We are the beginning of October. The basketball starts in a couple of weeks, and I can't believe that they are having this. Like they didn't speak on this before
Yeah,
they even signed him. Like they knew this was going to be a problem.
yeah.
And at
That
the end of the day, who are they asking to sacrifice? Are they asking him to come off the bench? Are they asking Steph to move to the two? Are they asking Clay to come off the bench or move to the three? Like, who are they asking to sacrifice the most in this situation, bro? I don't know.
it's got to be CP. Because it's kind of a similar situation with what Westbrook was going through with the Lakers. Remember, they
Yeah,
wanted him to
yeah.
really come off the bench, and he was fighting that, you know, because he feels he's a starter. And I feel like Russ is kind of the same way. And if you go down the history of great players, Carmelo Anthony, Allen Iverson, they all have tough times giving up that role when it comes later in their career. And you know, it's probably a fight because he's so decorated, such a he's a Hall of Famer. It's hard to just be like, hey, sit your down. You know what I'm saying? You coming
Yeah,
off
that's
the bench.
true.
And that
You
was the
don't
argument
think
they had with huh?
you don't think a lineup with Chris Paul and Steph, Clay, Wiggins, and Draymond at the five, you don't think that five is good enough?
I
Because
think
it's
they're
not
good.
like you got a ton of big men in the Western Conference or in the league, period.
Yeah. I think they're solid. You said what, say that lineup again?
Chris Paul at the one, Steph Curry at the two, Clay Thompson at the three, Andrew Wiggins at the four, Draymond at the five.
Small. So we're real small.
Y-
So no
Yeah, you're
Looney.
sacrificing a lot of size, but I mean, does Golden State got a lot of size to begin with?
Just Looney. And they say they're not gonna bring in Dwight Howard, which I think is a mistake.
Yeah,
Um, I think he could help, especially if you're trying to go against Denver. I think he can give him a little bit of trouble, just a little bit of annoyance.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, small ball. I mean, it works. Obviously, it's the new era of basketball. Did you see what Iguodala said on JJ's
About
podcast?
about what? The 76ers?
No, about that Bron and them down in Miami was the inventors basically of this small ball era. It wasn't them. It was Miami. He said Miami don't get enough credit for it when they was doing the rotations. And for LeBron, basically they playing off LeBron. It'd be him, Wade, Chalmers, um, who else? Mike
Bosh.
Miller and Bosh. Or they switch it all around, but it was a smaller lineup. And he said after that, then Golden State came and took it to a different, level. So, he's giving his props to Miami about being the small ball, one of the small ball inventors of this new modern era. But
And making it work.
yep. But with that lineup, they gonna need size, man. In the West, as far as getting past Jokic, that's the main thing. And we can't say the East because Embiid can't get past the second round. So um, I think they'll be fine. I think it's going to be matchups where it's like certain games they might want to take Chris out and bring whoever else in, maybe Looney or something, and the other nights they might want to bring Chris in, and they're trying to get him to the idea of being flexible and not being stern on, hey, I've got to be the starter.
This nigga's bogus, bro. He don't have no win. I don't know why they having this back and forth with this guy, man. Sit your ass on that bench and get these minutes. You ain't bringing nothing to this team that we ain't already got established. You have no hardware. We
Yeah,
got all the rings. We got arguably the best point guard in the league. So respectfully, even though you are a great floor general, Chris Paul, even though you just were in the NBA Finals a couple seasons ago, what you bring to the table don't really benefit us. You slow as hell. We are a pace-driven team, so it's just like that nigga doesn't have, to me, the leverage to be arguing about starting. I just, like, please,
I
bro, you
mean,
going to
same
accept this
thing.
role or get the
Put
hell on? And if you get the hell on, I don't see a lot of teams
put
that's
put
going to be
Allen
jumping for
Iverson in that
Chris Paul.
position where Chris is at. Would he have an argument to start? See the same resume. Went to the finals.
It depends on what Allen Iverson. If we talking Philly Allen Iverson, yeah, you can't have Philly Allen Iverson coming off of the bench.
What about
I wouldn't. None of
maybe
them years.
early on in the Denver stint and they traded him there? What you think? He was still primed in early on.
But you're running into the same problem. Like these guys are being selfish. These guys don't want to accept that role. These
Yeah,
guys are selfish.
it's a selfish thing, definitely.
I don't know, man. They got a real problem. They got a real problem on their hands with Chris Paul and Steve Kerr is going to get exposed. If he didn't get exposed over the summer with this FIBA Cup team, Steve Kerr definitely can get exposed this upcoming season. I got all eyes on Golden State, bro. Dead ass.
Yeah, I mean, either they're gonna pull it together because remember, Steph mentioned it. Remember, they played with Jared Jack, kind of that 3 guard rotation before. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Either it's gonna work or it's not. Either it's gonna work or it's not. Hold on, real quick. I got this thing acting up.
Oh no, we good. We about to sign off, bro. So salute to you guys in the NBA community, man. Myself and Hank about to sign off. We just wanted to come at you guys real quick for a quick show. I gotta go grab these kids real quick. Hank,
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna get with the fellas and see if we can tap in for a more established show tomorrow or later on in the week, bro.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
All righty, man. Let me go ahead and get this dinner and everything ready, man. If you guys are in the live chat, make sure y'all smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Follow my guy Hank with Sports Game Vision everywhere on social media. I'm Seven Mitchell with the best of Seven Sports Talk. Salute to the NBA community. Y'all stay safe. Good Seven. Salute, bro. Appreciate you, man. Just wanted to come at you guys real quick. It's been a minute since I've been live on this channel. I've been doing a lot of game planning. So we'll be at you guys again next week or later on this week for sure with a longer panel show. There will be a right here, matter of fact. Let me just bring my guy up here real quick. BA, what's up, fam? Oh, I think he just signed off. All right, well, we about to get up out of here. I'll make sure I have BA with us on the next show for sure. All right, y'all.
All right. All right.